The Rolling Waves present The Drifting City.
On the uppermost deck, a place domed with glass and empty void, a sprinkler toils. Exhaustion burns at the corner of his eyes, his body aching and parched even as the water flows from the tips of his fingers. The 10 rivulets of water flow from cracks in his nail beds, blood fertilizing the waters of this priceless patty. He continues to cast, pushing past his limit, his soul screaming as he continues to flow away. The piercing whistle cuts through the sprinkler's haze and brings him back into his tormented body. He gazes up at the shift's head mage. She doesn't smile at him, but she nods, acknowledging his labor. She never smiles. The sprinkler thinks it may have something to do with the blistered nubs that adorn the ends of her fingers, right underneath the rings with precious stones inlaid and sitting prettily above her knuckles. The head mage carefully lifts the sprinkler's daily pay from her stash box. The ration chips click together softly, the smooth wooden discs too pristine for her gnarled hands. The sprinkler earns his week chip for the shift, and 3 additional day chips for the extra castings. It would take the sprinkler many shifts to sleep off the effects of his exhaustion. He would have 1. But this way, by going beyond his limits, by volunteering for every God's forsaken irrigation day, he'd be able to save up enough for some sugar. Enough sugar to bake his soon-to-be wife a small cake for their wedding feast, such that it would be. He did all of this for her. For their lives together. The sprinkler tried to push away the pointless question that flitted at the corners of his mind like the black spots in his vision. As the man looked down at the now bloody discs held in his hand, he couldn't help but wonder. Wonder if this would all be worth it if, at the end of the day, he wouldn't be able to hold her. The heavy sheets of water flow frequently, then abate into a drizzle over the lower decks. The streets will stay flooded for at least a day as the excess moisture drains down into the hold. The air will grow thick with humidity as the heat below boils the new water into steam. That heat permeates the hold when Risen moves with purpose, when it has a place it needs to be. From the heat beginning to make the walls of the boiler room sanctuary an uncomfortable resting place, you can judge that the engines have shifted into 4th phase, the penultimate power level indicative of a great need to get a move on. The city is scheduled to dock at the next seam in 3 shifts' time, 24 hours. It will remain docked for a single shift, and then back to the void. We last left a motley crew settling down for rest in the darkness below a shadowed city. But before that, tea. A sodden woman with white blonde hair and hollow eyes sits primly on an overturned crate draped with stitched-together fabrics. She traces the seams with a gloved hand before turning towards her host, smiling almost self-consciously as she says to Chrys, "Thank you for inviting me into your home."
Oh, of course. I am glad that I could be of help.
Yeah, never thought there'd be some place that's, cozy down here. How long it'd take you to build this place up?
Oh, I've kind of been making it for all the time I've been here, mostly. How do you measure it? Years? But yes, it has taken me many years. But I think I like how it looks now.
It's nice. My place wasn't much bigger than this, but didn't really have your sense of style or nothing. Did I hear that you helped that intense looking lady out with some stuff earlier?
Oh, Morin, yes. She was, asleep outside of my house, and I fixed her.
Like, with therapy or like some magic or like what?
She was bleeding, and
Okay.
I fixed it.
Yeah, I mean that's neat. I hate to impose, but do you got any more juice in the tank?
Juice.
You, and she looks at you and she pivots her body away from the others and pulls. She has had this entire time a big black overcoat that's been oiled to be water resistant, and she pulls it back and reveals what seems to be prim office wear, a buttoned up shirt, a pleated A-line skirt, and as she peels back her baby blue button shirt, you see that her skin sticks to the fabric slightly and pulls, and it looks like she has horrific burns over the front of her chest, as if she's been splashed with hot oil or something along those lines. And she looks at you and she goes, I've been putting on a bit of a brave face, but this hurts like a mother, so if you got anything to help a girl out.
Oh dear. Yes, of course I can help. And how bad is like HP wise, how bad does it look?
Do a medicine check for me.
You said medicine check?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll come
okay.
to what everybody else is doing here. in a second.
That is a 10?
A 10? I'll say with a 10, looks bad, but she has been clearly able to move around and function without outwardly showing pain to people. So even though it looks bad, like it's stuck to the skin a little bit, it looks like it's mostly surface level. So
Okay.
it's one of those burns that looks worse than it is. It's like peeling skin and all of that, but it probably hurts a lot, but it's not deep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to gauge, do I need to do a second level or a first level here? Because
Yeah, I'll say with a 10, you just make that observation. It is surface level, but clearly it's painful.
Okay. I'm gonna do a first level cure wounds.
Go for it.
Plus 4. 19.
Wow, 19 HP.
Yeah, I rolled a 7 and an 8. So
Nice.
and then +4.
Mm-hmm. So how does this look? Is it the same sort of sewing technique, or what does it look like as
it's
Chrys
a
was-
burn, right?
Yeah.
So with like gashes and stuff, Chrys tends to do the sewing motion. But with something like this, it looks a little more like you'd expect healing magic to look, but instead of the sewing motion, he's sort of gently moving his hand over it, almost like how you would You know how sometimes like stuff gets stuck in fabric and you have to pull out like certain things to clean it off? It's kind of like that. So it's almost like it's the magic is gently like cleaning the burn off.
Yeah. Scrubbing at the skin, but in a way that's just brushing away the
Right.
bad. And as you do so, you see the skin does indeed start flaking and scabbing over, but it's in the process of healing, and those bits flake away, and you're able to brush them aside. And beneath, you see raw looking but pink new skin as she buttons up her shirt again and pulls the coat back over her. And as this process is going on, now we'll check in with the rest of the crew. What is everyone else doing as you're settling down for tea before your rest?
I think Valentine has made the calculation looking around at these people and thought, who here seems the most dangerous? And I think in her head, the most dangerous person here is Morin. And so she is sidling up to Morin to get a better estimate of like what's going on with this person. How do I get on her good side? And so I think she'll just say, you look a little bit worse for wear, but you also look too smart to be caught off guard. What happened to you?
The moment that you speak to Morin, she jumps a little bit. She seems a little bit less sure of herself right now than she did a few minutes ago when the door was open. And she'll go, oh, the the situation, the medical situation. Just other day of work, I suppose. Friendly fire.
Friendly fire. You're a floater?
Yes.
It's perilous work.
I never feel safer than I do out there. So, this is the dangerous part for me.
I knew you had good instincts.
Where did you come from?
Lower decks, like everyone else. I solve problems for people. A little bar called the Fading Light. You should stop by sometime.
You saying I have problems?
No. But you might,
But you're saying you'd fix them.
if I can, for a price.
How long do you think we'll be holed up in here?
It's hard to say. We don't have that long to get our precious cargo out to the seam. She needs to get out of the city and fast. We need a floater for this job. How dear are your services?
Honestly, it depends what you got. I always like people being in debt. I like to be able to call on some favors, especially if you have the pull that you say you do. I'll settle for chips, but I'd rather not. And I'll let you know, I can get us part of the way. Out to the docks, but once we're there, I don't have the gear for that.
All right. I wouldn't mind owing you a favor. Partway to the docks, then. We'll see about getting the rest of the things we need.
And Morin will nod and then curl back into herself in the corner.
And I'll say at this point, you could roll a perception check, Valentine, to see as Atarius sits near Chrys and begins talking to them.
Consistency is key. That's a 7.
Okay. I'll say, I mean, it's a small room. They're having a conversation. You can easily see Atarius sort of pivot towards Chrys and look like she's trying to conceal something a little bit. You see an interaction play out. You don't necessarily see the full context of what it is, but it's enough to be noticed as potentially suspicious, but you can't get a lot of detail.
I'll add it to the long list of suspicious things that Eteria has done.
Oh yeah, because that'll totally narrow any action down.
I feel like at some point we're gonna be like, well, list one thing that she's done that's suspicious, and Valentine's just gonna, like a scroll.
Yes.
Just, do you want a list?
Valentine's the person who takes screenshots of everyone's message if they're even the slightest bit
Real.
dubious.
He is.
Taking
There's
a
only room
screenshot with
for-
my quill.
There's only room for one femme fatale here, and it's me.
Hey, I'm not good at it. That's my business.
All right. What are Rook and Orion up to?
I think it's about at this point that Rook is going to start coughing like really badly. And it's not even like a small puff. Like it sounds like he's like coughing shit up. And it's about that time he's going to like cover his mouth and take out his pipe again. Same kind of overly elaborate design on it. And takes this little sachet out of his pocket and fills the pipe and just lights it with his thumb and just takes a long drag from it. And then with just as long and slow of an exhale, the coughing is going to subside. And he's just going to be taking a look out the window situation just to keep an eye on any of the police that were around.
You okay?
Oh, yeah, that, don't worry about that. I'm good, but...
Hey, cause I mean the tea's not that bad. Come on.
No, the tea's lovely. Tea's lovely. It's just, air in the caverns doesn't agree with me, I suppose.
Huh.
Yeah, it's just a me thing, I guess.
I guess. Well, I guess it wouldn't do if one of us dropped dead in here.
Well, I mean, I think one of us already was about to, so, you know. But, speaking of, you seem to have a very quick turnaround from complimenting me to being very quickly to take the head off, that, like, clean off my shoulders. Like,
Wow.
can I assume that's like a just business sort of situation? Or do I need to constantly worry about my head on my shoulders now?
You know, now that we're out of that situation, not really something that you'd need to worry about. I'm assuming I'm sorry would not suffice. So
Honestly,
how
no,
about-
and I'm sorry would kind of cut it.
would kind of cut it?
Yeah.
All right.
But what were you going to offer anyway? I'm curious now.
What? I mean, at this, Orion puts out his hand, albeit a little awkwardly. How about we start over? That is a very lovely coat you have.
Fantastic
And my
idea.
name's Orion.
See, that's a much better, more polite way to start than complimenting coat and then dipping off into nowhere and then threatening to just ice me on the spot like this. I like this much more at this point. And then he outstretches his hand. Name's Rook. I appreciate it, but once again, I don't know what I was going to say there. I'm so tired. I have been going all day. That being said, I'm going to keep an eye out and make sure none of those officers are getting any closer to us, because if they do, I'm going to have to step out, and I don't want to have to talk to that guy. I'm going to be so honest.
I mean, you and I both, but for different reasons.
All right, Rook, roll a perception check for me since you said you're going to keep a... Is it keep an ear out, or are you opening the door slightly to keep an eye out?
I am not opening the door. I am
Okay.
keeping an ear out.
All right.
Oh no, you don't want to stick your entire face out of the door to see what's happening outside?
You just see the pair of lips stick out the door halfway open as he like blows a puff of smoke out.
Keep the air clean, man.
No, nothing like that.
You
No,
know the thing in cartoons where like...
no, he's rude. He smokes indoors.
You know the thing in cartoons where like just one eye extends past the door?
But there you go.
So true.
Roll your perception check.
Yes, perception check. That's gonna be a, let's see. That's gonna be a dirty 20. Patterns are
Ooh.
patterns, it would seem.
Dirty 20. Okay. You listen, and it's still distant. It's way back in the direction you came, because it's coming, echoing from the direction you arrived towards this room from. But you pick up getting slightly louder voices, and you hear the voice of Lieutenant Hoffson, as well as what seems to probably be other Brigs from how they're communicating. And with a dirty 20, I'll say you also pick up a little bit of what they're saying as they're looking. And so I don't have to roleplay a three-way conversation with myself. The gist of what you hear is essentially, so the lead is that she went this way. And they say, yes, they said she came in from the other side, so we're trying to cut her off. And then Lieutenant Hoffson says something like, trying to figure out, because this is an improv conversation. He says something to the extent of, no one makes a fool out of us and gets away with it.
What is the tone in which this is said? Because Orion would love to take that as a challenge.
Well, I'm gonna kind of like listen out and then start relaying a little bit to Orion and being like, okay, well, they seem intent on catching whoever it is. And his eyes just look over at the woman being tended to by Chrys. Mysterious person who we totally do not know who they're going after. That being said, we might be good here. They sound like they're getting closer, so we might want to gear up, but maybe not necessary.
Yeah, I'll gear up just in case. I got nothing better to do down here.
Yeah. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say, by the way. What I was gonna say was nice hair. Storm, weather. I don't know how y'all Air Genasi operate, but it's always nice to see a fellow Genasi around.
Hey, same to you. I honestly don't think I have seen a fire genasi in... Oh... Actually, in a while. It's been a while since I've visited Garden District. I should go back sometime.
Yeah, visiting home is always kind of nice, but
thank you. It is a nightmare with all the static and frizz, but
so is it clouds? Like, do you have to physically detangle it, or is it just looks like clouds, or what's the deal there?
I have stopped trying to figure out how specifically the physics of all of that works. It moves when I touch it. It doesn't, it stays in a shape. It is shaped. I don't know how or why it does so, but it is a shape. Water makes it explode.
That's entirely fair. Yeah. I suppose we all have our individual quirks.
I've destroyed so many hats. I'm not proud of it.
Wait. Sorry, I've got a butt in here. Are we saying legitimately Orion's head explodes when exposed to water?
I think what it meant is
In the
it just
city
gets
where it's
like
always
huge.
raining?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
His cumulonimbus.
Yeah, no, for the sake of clarity, his hair, because it's I don't know if I've ever done like the full description, but his hair is very much like the Victor, help me out here. What's like the really thick, big clouds, like the
Cumulonimbus.
cumulonimbus,
The storm clouds or the puffy ones?
the storm clouds.
Cumulonimbus, yeah.
Right, so it's like a very dark blue-gray cumulonimbus type of cloud, and so the thing is, there's lightning or like small, like tiny lightning that exists within that. So if you get water in on the sparks, that tends to react. Like the lightning will spark with water. His head does not explode. I
Good to know, because I was
I'm
going to have to veto that. I was going to have to use my DM veto.
like,
Does
yeah.
he know if that was mechanically the case, that Porter would try to use it in combat?
Yes. 100%.
Yeah,
I'm going to
So we
grapple him and
Mhm.
put my
create
head
water
in
on-
his mouth.
Create water on her.
I get grappled by I get caught by a brig and can you spit like on my head specifically?
Hey,
For
can
no
you spit
reason.
on my head, please, officer?
All right, now we're getting into
Okay.
a
Ryan's
different
head.
territory. I'm not sure if I like where that's heading.
Yeah. Okay. In another portion of this room, to try to.
That being said, I think
Yeah.
just due to the urgency of the information, despite the hostility that has been presented, Rook is gonna like saunter over, still smoking, but saunter over to probably Valentine and Morin at this point, and just keeping an ear out for the Brigs out there. Sounds like they're getting closer. We may need to be a little on edge, but if they do start getting any closer, I might be able to deal with it. But they seem very intent on finding our little friend here, so yeah, real fine company. You know how to pick as far as clients go.
You're here too, Buttercup. Chrys, is there a back door to this place?
To my house or in general?
To this place that we're in right at this moment, is there a back door?
Oh, my house. Yes. We do. I do have a back door. There's a couple of doors. I think this used to be a boiler room, I think, or something like that.
Do you know where those doors go? Could we get out of here without our friends outside finding us?
Do I just know that inherently, or can I?
I will say, you are familiar with this area, but in the immediate vicinity of where you live, you don't have a encyclopedic knowledge of the entire hold. But I would say you would be confident that you could get them out to the farthest reaches of where you know how to get through any of the doors. Like, you basically have a radius around your sanctuary that you know incredibly well.
Yes, I have little secret ways and things because sometimes mean people come down here, so I just leave until they're gone. And
It's a wise
if I
course of
can
action.
I can help you through those.
That would be wonderful.
Sounds better than getting, completely cornered by a squad of Brigs that seem very intent on going after someone.
Agreed.
They seemed extremely upset that that someone, and I quote, gave them the slip. So, yeah, the lieutenant
What does
might
that
have.
mean?
They're mad that the person that they're trying to find, our little friend over there, evaded them, and the lieutenant is especially moody, let's say.
Chrys, go ahead and roll a history check for me.
Okay.
This is
That-
to see whether you know the word evaded.
It just becomes an SAT test.
Hey now.
You know, like the more you know.
Ooh. Okay. That's a 15.
Okay. So with a 15, you're actually or how I pictured it is that you were sitting on the ground close to where Teria is, because there's not a huge amount of seating in your sanctuary. So you were sitting cross-legged by her while she's sitting on this crate. And so as sitting on the floor, you put your hand down and you feel how hot the floor is. And you don't normally go out when the engine is in 4th phase. It gets incredibly hot, especially in this boiler room area, because of how close you are to the engines. There's other parts of the hold that are incredibly cold, but around the engines, because all the heat is funneled out of them, it is unbearably hot, and the hallways fill with steam and make it incredibly difficult to navigate. So if you were to leave now, it would be possible for you to navigate, but it would not be a slam dunk. And it would be difficult to move through an area this warm comfortably.
Do I know how long it usually takes before that sort of thing stops?
I'll say go ahead and roll one more history check
Okay.
for that specifically to see
I have a +1.
Yeah.
Oh!
I'll say
Worst
make
comes
it
to
with
worst.
advantage. I'll let you make this one with advantage.
That. Oh, good. Okay, that's a 10.
Okay. A 10's
I got a
not
9
bad.
and then a 1.
Yeah, a 10's not bad. Just this is more specific knowledge that would require Chrys to be a bit more observant of things that don't immediately impact her as a being.
Yeah.
And so thinking about how long these periods typically last, you've heard about seams or tears where the city docks because people have come to you before and told you about them in exchange for favors and this information. And you know that, especially because some people have come to you saying like, oh, I need this before we get to the next tear, right? That sometimes the timeline to reach these things are pretty tight. And the engines only ever kick up into 4th phase when the city is behind schedule. So the likelihood that they will continue at this pace or get hotter is high. You don't know if they'll shut off sometime before the city actually docks. You imagine they must because the city has to slow down, but you don't necessarily know for how long they'll specifically run. But you do know that they only ever get this hot when they're really needing to get a move on.
Okay. I think Chrys is going... Okay. How imperative is it that we leave soon?
Depending on necessity, it might be very.
Okay.
Depends on how little you like being in jail.
I assume that is a bad thing.
Why?
Right on.
All right. If that is the case, I feel I must warn you that, sometimes it gets really hot down here, and it is particularly hot right now. I don't usually leave when it gets this hot, and it might prove difficult. So I just wanted to let you know that it might be a little bit difficult, more difficult than usual to get around out there.
If it's difficult for us, that means it's difficult for the Brigs, too. I say we move.
I agree.
All
Seems
right.
likely. Plus, little heat doesn't bother me either way, so should be fine.
I'm game with bringing up the end, so if I see the Brigs, I can at least buy us some time. So
Okay,
Well-
look, I don't like dealing with these guys any more than... Actually, no. I probably have a better time with Briggs than any of you do, so there is... If they do start coming up on us before we can properly get some sort of plan to get out of here, there's a chance I may be able to talk to the lieutenant and throw him off the trail, but it's really not a big chance because he's a piece of work. So, take that how you will.
Maybe you could take the front unless, in case they come up in front of us, and I could go behind. Because on a good day, I'm not bad at talking to people. I don't know if this is a good day for me, but what can you do?
Well, you ain't dead yet and you ain't incapacitated, so seems like a pretty good day.
Well, hey, front or back, as long as I don't get deprived of a chance to put my foot up one if I do run into a brig along the way, so.
Alright, so you're getting the middle.
I don't think you want me talking to anyone. I can stay with the cargo.
Yeah, you'd seem capable of dealing with cargo.
Alright, looks like I got a code name now. I don't know how I
Are
like
we?
it.
Is there something that we have that we are moving?
Yeah. Her.
Just,
Ateria
just-
raises her hand.
just points very deadpan
Oh.
at Ateria.
Everyone raises their finger and points at the same time.
Ateria raises her hand and is like, guilty.
Oh, okay.
I hope not.
I also hope
It's like,
not.
does Valentine really say that?
Yes,
So-
why not?
Yeah, I saw the long line of thought on Marilyn's face. Ateria looks at Valentine and just shakes her head, and then looks at Chrys and goes, "Well, if we're gonna be getting out of here soon, then I heard you deal in favors. How do I say thanks for, what you did for me, and for letting us hole up here, even if for just a few minutes?"
Oh. I don't know a lot of things, so sometimes I like it if someone gives me something and tells me about it.
Gosh, I don't have a lot on me. Well, and she sort of reaches into her coat that seems heavy, and she shows that there's a lot of pockets on the inside of it. And out of one of the pockets, she pulls a day chip. Just a simple day chip. And she hands it to you, and she goes, I heard they don't take these where I'm going, so I don't really need them much anymore, but I wish I had kept track better. I don't really know which was like the first that I earned, but that's one of the first chips I earned when I was working with the reserves. I thought I was gonna make it big, make it good. And I learned that you can only work so hard. And sometimes it's just not enough for some people. So, it's a sad fact, but it's the one I have. Sometimes you're just not enough. And that's okay. You learn to live with it.
Not enough. I do not quite understand. I think that we are what we are. I am me. You are you. I do not know why you need to be more than that.
Well, unfortunately, even though you can be yourself, sometimes yourself doesn't make enough money to get by. That's what it's all about.
Chips are what make the world go round.
Ain't that the truth?
Can I fist bump Rose?
100%.
This means a lot to you. I will take good care of it.
Or spend it. Doesn't mean much to me now.
Chrys walks over to this corner of the room, and you guys finally notice there's this little area tucked behind. There's like a metal slab of the wall that juts out. It almost makes a shelf-looking thing. And you notice there's like a chest-looking thing full of probably stuff. And then on the shelf, there's like just little bits, odds, things. None of it's particularly valuable. It's just a bunch of mundane objects that Chrys seems to just have here. And Chrys very carefully places the little chip that Eteria gave her on one of the shelves. And you get the sense that Chrys collects things for whatever reason.
All right, I heard the plan was that we gotta move.
That's right.
Yep, sounds like it.
Chrys,
Well-
would you like to lead the way?
Yes, I probably know this place very well. People like you don't come down here very often. So, yes.
And
Wonderful.
off you go.
I'm gonna real quick, as we're getting ready to head out, I'm gonna head back near the door and take another listen, see if they're getting any closer. See how much we gotta, put some pep in our step.
Yeah, do another perception check for me.
I got that. Let's see. It just keeps going. It just keeps working, and I
Victor-
don't deserve it. I
Victor,
really
I'm
don't
taking the
deserve
headband
this.
off.
That's okay. I got an 18 plus 4 for a 22.
Jeez.
Nice.
I don't deserve these die rolls. I don't.
Rook is carrying, dude.
Rook is stealing all of the good dice energy.
Yes.
You hear
Victor just
and-
keeps getting all the good rolls, and Marilyn can't get anything.
No. Unfortunate.
When you got it, you got it.
As you're listening, it's difficult to tell, but you think they're closer, but it's so slight. The progress seems to be slow. It does not seem like anyone is booking it in your direction. You think maybe they're closer. It could be a trick of the echo, but it is not enough for you to be concerned that folks are imminently heading towards your location.
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
As we're heading out, I'm gonna put my hand on Chris's head and say, "You can do this, okay?" And I'm gonna give them a bardic inspiration.
Oh.
This is 1d6. It doesn't have to be your next roll. It's when you fail a roll, you can choose to expend it.
Okay.
While
A weird, very broken smile, because half of Chris's left cheek is missing. So it's almost like a half smile looking, but it's a full smile, but you could see part of Chris's inner mouth. But they give you this kind of cracked smile and just say,
Thank you. I hope that is true.
I as well. Freaked out, trying not to show it.
Can I do a quick, just cursory once over everyone, just to gauge where everybody's at? I just want to assess who I might want to keep an eye on a little bit more.
Yeah, go ahead and do. I think that's probably more of an insight check.
Insight. All right.
Are you looking to see which of us is the sketchiest, or
No. Sorry, I should have
Or-
clarified more, because it's some of us have varying injuries that are healed to varying degrees.
Okay. I misunderstood you. I think That's more of a medicine check then.
Medicine check. Okay,
I
equally
think I
not.
mostly fixed up Morin and Ateria.
Oh, okay.
I'm fully healed.
Okay, I'm so glad that they're mostly healed up because that's a nat 1.
I'm bleeding
They
out
could be
actively.
bleeding out, and I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. They look great.
I'm
Let's go.
gonna say that Orion, even though you've been trained a little bit in field medicine and you have some familiarity with injuries and such, you're not terribly familiar with the injury magical healing bounce back effect. So while you know that these people were injured, and you yourself, your ankle hurts real bad, and it's more of the annoying type of pain, but it's not great. You can't really tell if anybody is the worse for wear.
I feel like with that nat 1, Orion's inner dialogue at this point is just, I do have a shallow stab wound on my ankle, but probably the engine heat will just cauterize it. Like, I'll be fine.
All right. You know what? I'm going to roll something.
Oh, sweet God.
I'm going
Is
to roll.
Chanterelle coming with us, please?
I'm
Please.
just rolling
Chanterelle-
something real quick.
Oh god,
Chanterelle is my
not the
familiar,
murder
so
mushroom.
probably.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to roll a d4.
Yes, the murder mushroom.
Murder mushroom.
Okay. I'll roll something else.
They're rolling for
Yeah,
damage.
by the way, for people who aren't aware, Chanterelle is my familiar. She's just really weird.
Yeah.
They're rolling
I
for
don't know
how
what you
likely they're rolling for how likely Chanterelle is about to run up to all the Brigs and start shanking them.
Well, the thing I need to ask is, does a 16 beat Valentine's armor class?
Of course it does. It's an
Um,
11.
You feel a stabbing pain in your ankle and take 1 hit point worth of damage as you look down and you see a just absolutely deadpanned, emotionless faced, sentient mushroom stabbing you with a sharpened chip in the ankle.
Oh, that's not very polite.
I don't think she likes you very much, lady.
I'm
Does
sorry, I gave
Chrys
that to
notice
her.
this?
Oh yeah, I'd say this is obvious. And Chanterelle's like,
Chrys-
I don't like anyone.
Chrys just kind of turns her head. I thought I took that away from you.
Oh, yeah, you did. And then looks directly at Morin. I got it back by myself without help. And winks real big at Morin.
Morin
Well-
gives a really serious, respectful nod.
Give it here. We are kind of. You can't be stabbing people that we are helping.
But, why?
Because it's not nice.
Okay.
We're going to keep your friends safe. And if you kill us, we won't be able to do that.
Fine. You're all boring.
If you stab me, I might cook you. Just full transparency.
Chanterelle looks at Rook with just the round black eyes narrow into slits as Chanterelle hops to put the disc in Chrys's hand and then settles down. Basically, how Chanterelle likes to go around is to sit on Chrys's foot and wrap their arms and legs around Chrys's calf and just ride Chrys's foot as a little weighted boot. And so Chanterelle sits into her little spot and but no matter where you are in the room, Rook, the face on Chanterelle moves to be glaring at you. So it's just a permanent fixture.
Wow, looks like you've made a friend, Rook.
I have my ways. And then he looks at Chanterelle again. I wouldn't actually. That felt actually quite mean. I don't really like eating mushrooms. I'm sorry about that.
The eyes widen to normal, roundness.
I can give you a knife though. I shouldn't, but I
Do
can.
not give her a knife.
I don't know. She seems pretty intent.
I don't like
That
the
is
idea
a
of her being
bad
unarmed.
Plan.
Yeah, I
Chris,
think
that
all,
answer
all,
was
of, all of
immediate.
us should have some defensive capabilities. I agree.
She is not entirely unarmed.
I don't know what that means, but the bipedal mushroom with a knife is a much funnier image to me in my head. So
Do say more.
Me?
Yes, please.
Oh, I have this strange connection with Chanterelle where, if, I can have, if she's close enough to me, I can have her do magic, but, like, I can put it, like, I can do magic where she is at. I don't know how it works. We figured it out on accident.
That is so cool. And I'm gonna kneel down to like get a better look at Chanterelle. And then can I sleight of hand her another chip?
God damn it.
Yes, 100%.
That's an 18.
All right. Does anyone have a passive perception of 18 or higher?
Let me see.
No.
no,
I have
No,
a
I do not.
16.
Orion is oblivious to everything.
All right. You are successful in passing Chanterelle another trip that Chanterelle another chip, excuse me, puts between sort of her little mushroom body and Chris's leg as like they wrap around to hide it. And as you look, you see Chanterelle's like weird mouth distend over the end of it to start gnawing it into another little shank. So that is a very critical thing that has happened.
See that inspires me with the utmost feeling of safety in the world. I don't know about all you guys. That creature fills me with bliss.
All right.
Um,
Well,
After slipping her the chip, I'm gonna stand up and go back and apologize to Valentine again. I'm sorry. I feel like that was my fault, and I was a little closed off earlier. And I'm gonna hold out an awkward little hand to shake. I never actually told you my name myself. It's Morin.
Pleasure. I'm Valentine, and she's gonna kind of hold out her hand take her hand, but in that kind of like top down, like, yeah, exactly, kind of
Dainty
a delicate
hand.
princess hand kind of way.
Morin does not know what to do with that, and she's gonna give you a straight business shake.
We'll work on that.
And here we have the one-to-one duality of the spectrum of butch to femme.
And
Dear
scene.
Lord.
and see, gosh, serious time. I planned for this to be a serious episode.
Nope.
Oh, Ray.
And you know how they say, like, you make plans and God laughs? It's like the DM makes plans and the players laugh.
Chanterelle laughs.
We're probably still in
Any-
the first paragraph of what's been written.
Hey, paragraph
I-
4. Paragraph.
I hate to
You've
break
made
this to
progress.
any of you, but any sort of tabletop RPG is going to end in silliness, no matter how serious it is.
Oh, yes. Doesn't mean I can't do as much emotional trauma as I can on the way. So with that in mind,
I don't like that segue.
stepping out into the narrow hallway outside of Chris's home is like stepping into an oven. You don't know what it is about that sanctuary space that made it warm, but not necessarily uncomfortably so. But it is a stark contrast to the heat in this corridor. The air is so thick with steam and mist that it's difficult to take a deep breath. Your clothing almost immediately begins to stick to your skin, while the hallway is hot. From what Chrys told you, it is only likely to grow hotter as the engine continues to churn and drive Risen towards the seam. It is a kind of wet heat that pulls something out of you, memory or nightmare leaking from your skin. So, Chrys, how do you intend to navigate the hold at its most opaque?
How do I intend?
Yeah, what's your strategy? The
Are you
visibility, I should say, is like 5 feet in front of you. Fortunately or unfortunately, these corridors are incredibly narrow. You could stretch out your arms to either side and touch the walls. You can also reach your hand up and touch the ceiling. But they are winding. There's different routes that go different directions. So how is Chrys planning to just go by feel, by memory? What's the strategy?
So first things first, I'm assuming that the walls, I'm assuming that the walls are like metallic in some regards. They're probably
Yeah.
really hot. So the hand I am going to use for that is going to be the one that's skeletal for touching the walls, because that way I won't get my skin burned off. I honestly, especially like the ones like the area close to Chris's home, they don't really leave the hold very much. At the beginning of their quote life, I say beginning with massive quotation marks, they were probably just in the lower deck area, and then eventually they found their way down here. But he spends basically all of his time in the hold now. So when he does leave his home, they've been down here so long that they could probably walk it blindfolded, like at least the area immediately surrounding their house. The steam itself isn't going to be the biggest issue. The biggest issue is probably just going to be making sure that everyone else is okay. Yeah, Chrys is like, I'm fine. I don't know about the rest of you.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll say roll a survival check for me. And normally it would be with advantage because you know this area well, but the way the steam is obscuring everything, you're just going to make the roll straight.
Okay.
Someone who might be unfamiliar with this area would be making it with disadvantage. So that's how it's canceling out here. And because you're so close to your home, the DC is not going to be incredibly high. It's just going to be 10. But as you get farther out, it will go up.
And how I can use Bardic after the roll, right?
Yes, once you know if it fails. So that's why I'm
okay,
telling you the DC now.
Granted, I have a +6 to survival, so the likelihood is low that I'll have to use it, but also, can I use guidance?
I think so.
Slay. Please, every god lives. Oh, I didn't even need that.
Chrys guides us so well, we actually just phased through.
That's a 24.
Wow.
I rolled a 19.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So with a 24, you're easily navigating through this area. And in fact...
No, I'm sorry. That was I miscounted. 19, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3. 28.
Oh! Of course, that turned a failure into a success. No. By beating the 25 threshold, I will give you a little more, but you know this area so well. Like you said, you could navigate it blind, and essentially you are. So this area immediately around your home, you're doing incredibly well. And I will say, with a 28, almost a 30 in survival, as you are navigating this space, you actually see indications as you're moving. You're looking, there's a lot of overgrown sort of moss and mold from just the constant moisture down here, debris that's been littered everywhere. Just it's a mess as you're moving through these halls. And you see as you go things you don't recognize, little bits of things that are, oh, I always stepped around that can and now it's been kicked to the side and whatnot. As you're moving through, you can see where people have been searching the hold recently. And as you do, you realize you can take a more circuitous route to get farther out towards where the different staircases or ladders are that would lead up to the lower decks in order to avoid the places that, based on the pattern you're seeing, people are more likely to be searching now. You have rolled so well that essentially Chrys is able to like touch the moss and smell their hand and be like, someone was here 5 minutes ago and used Axe body spray. And
I
just, like,
lick the moss.
yeah, you just know. So the unfortunate thing from this realization is that you can continue to navigate in such a way as to almost completely mitigate the risk that you run into anyone else. However, it will greatly increase the amount of time that you are going to be spending as you are moving through the hold. So Chrys will need to decide, do I continue on the most straightforward path and minimize the exposure we will have down here? Or do we pick the safer path and simply increase the amount of time we're spending in this extreme heat? And I'll give you a rough estimate of the difference. To continue on the most straightforward path, you think that you can get this group to a relatively safe and infrequently used spiral staircase that leads to a warehouse on the lower decks in about 3 hours. If you take the more circuitous route, it will double that span of time. And it will take 6 hours for you to hike your way out of the lower deck, or out of the hold.
You said we have 24 hours, right?
24 total from this point, yes. And
Okay.
as you feel the heat bearing down on you, you think that it would have negative effects to continue in this heat for a long span of time.
Crap. Do I have to make this decision myself, or can I ask
I mean,
what
you can
everyone else
consult.
wants to do?
Yeah, you can consult the group. You can let them
Okay.
know and discuss.
Because I'm terrified of making like a decision like that without asking the people that are immediately going to be affected by it. Because Chrys will probably be fine in the heat. You guys, Chrys is kind of dead, so and Rook would probably be fine, but everyone else.
I'll do my due
So,
diligence to not explode.
Who is closest to me currently? Because I'm in the front.
Let me get a rough marching order. I realize I didn't get one. So I know Chrys has to be in front. I believe Rook wanted to be close to the front.
Yeah, like second to front, please.
Okay. Ataria's probably somewhere in the middle, but she would defer to where the group puts her. Would you want her third, or?
I think if he would have any sway, which he probably wouldn't, but if he did, I think Rook would probably try to have her as cleanly within eyeshot and within reach as possible. So preferably third, but that's up to other people.
And then Morin would be fourth, I believe, since she's with it. So then, since Valentine's bringing up the rear, then I would be fifth.
Unless you
Yes.
wanted to go sixth, then I could go fifth.
I think fifth and sixth are like close enough to the back. I wouldn't really mind being fifth. You could take the back.
Okay, I'll take the back.
Okay, so it's me, Rook,
Ataria.
Ataria.
Ataria, Morin, Valentine, Orion, or is it? No, it's
Orion.
It's
Orion
Orion
Valentine.
Narrator. You said that the 3-hour route can get us to a warehouse, and then the 6-hour route will get us where?
Basically, you know an ideal. I'm giving you with like a 28. You know the ideal spot to get from the hold to the lower decks. That is, you know, a place, especially because you're fairly reclusive. You don't really like to run into people unexpectedly. You don't mind visitors, but you're not going to try to go to any main thoroughfares. So you know how to get up to the lower decks in a fairly innocuous spot. And so to get there directly will take about 3 hours of just trudging through these labyrinthine hallways. But to take the more circuitous route and avoid any chance that you would run into others, hostile or otherwise, you don't necessarily know, it would take about double that time. Essentially, you'd have to move stealthily versus normal pace if we're talking D&D mechanics.
Chrys is going to stop for a second. So here is the situation. I have two different ways I can take you from here. I can take you the faster route, the slightly faster route. But I've been looking around and I can tell where people have been looking for someone. Like, there are things that are moved that I don't remember being moved. There are marks in places that there weren't marks before. So if we go the faster route, there's a high chance that we might be found. And then there's a less fast route, which will take us around like a staircase. And that one we're far less likely to run into people. The fast route would probably take 3 hours. The less fast route would take 6, but it would be safer. So which of those are you more interested in? Because I don't want to pick one for you all.
Rook, earlier you were listening in to the Brigs, right? How many would you say it sounded like there was?
Narrator, how many did it sound like there was?
I'll say you heard this latest time 3 distinct voices.
Okay, yeah. At least 3 over that way. Probably others in the squad that had separated to different parts of the tunnels. So I'd say maybe 6 or 7 tops. Maybe 8. But at least directly behind us, 3. I don't know about any others that could be scattered. But, you know, if someone's eluding them, they're gonna probably try to pincer out a bit.
Didn't you say that they were asking for reinforcements?
Yes, but this latest time Rook heard 3 voices.
Okay.
Yeah. So, as far as that goes, I also have a bit of a question, Narrator, while we're on the subject of the surroundings here. We're near, like, the boiler and stuff, right?
Yeah, you are leaving the area of the boiler rooms and are actually getting closer to the midship engine.
Great.
Because most of the pathways into the hold are near the engines, because those are the pathways that people take, the engineers take to go to work, essentially.
Yeah. So then, I suppose my question is, how much, like, engine exhaust piping and sort of engine pipes are running along here? And 2, how loud is it?
Where you are, there is a thrum in the air that is probably like a loud air conditioner going at a pretty good clip. But as you have been walking, it has been getting louder. So while right now you're at loud air conditioning, you've been near the engines before. So you know that as you get closer, eventually it will reach a level of noise that's like being near a highway. You have to yell to be heard. So right now, again, you're able to talk normally and it's fine.
Oh, that reminds me. Chrys is also going to explain. Oh, also, you people might not, if it helps with the decision, it's gonna probably get even hotter down here.
And time is doubly of the essence.
Oh, no,
I think we should take the more direct way.
The more dangerous one.
I'm in agreement with Valentine.
I don't know. I feel pretty peachy right now. I don't know about all you, but
Look a little bit more smug, Rook.
Think
that's just my face. I'm so sorry.
She's so genuine.
I didn't mean to sound smug. I was just trying to be a little funny to cut the tension. That's entirely my bad. I will.
no.
I'm just gonna keep an eye out. I'm just.
No.
Yeah, I think Orion is probably going to. You see that he moves this. I mean, I guess it's not like a massive axe, but he shifts it to the side a little bit so that the head of the axe kind of gleams in what little lighting there is in the hold, and he's just, I feel like I can take on a couple of Brigs.
Let's not do that, please. Because if you do that, I'm gonna have to suddenly be very much unassociated with you.
You tie my leash so close, Rook.
I don't like that sentence. Please don't say that.
I'm like, who has pets in the lower decks? So, like, what could that possibly be a reference to? Anyway.
Anyway, we have so much ground to cover here. Yeah. I'm just gonna, every now and then as we walk more, Rook is gonna start, like, almost keeping his hands over his ears. But yeah.
All right. Well, you're able to continue navigating forward. I will say that 28 will carry you through this first hour as you're heading out. But as you're walking, you're moving through these hallways, heading to junctions, trying to be quiet. Fortunately, it's getting louder as you move, which will make it a little bit easier to not have your footsteps on metal floor echo through. But it is so hot. And at the end of this first hour, I will need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, fantastic.
Rook, you will not need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, now he's gonna look smug.
I don't get like advantage for being dead, right?
No, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You can get extra spicy, I guess. Get some of that stank going.
I guess dead people still get heat stroke.
Mm-hmm. I did check. I checked the heat stroke exhaustion rules, and it was like if you have resistance or immunity to fire damage, you're good. But it doesn't say anything about undead or anything. So, all right.
Like, there's specific stuff for heat stroke.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to go in order as to how you are marching. What did Chrys get?
I got a 15.
Okay. You are good for this first hour. All right. Rook didn't need to make it. Oh, let me roll for Eteria. Oh, I have to check the sheet for that one. That's not good. Okay. Ekes it out. Eteria is good. It was not a good roll for her. All right.
What's
Morin.
the DC?
Oh, Morin?
Mm-hmm.
She got a 5.
Okay. Good to know. We'll come back to that in a second. What did Orion get?
13.
Okay. That's all right. And what did Valentine get?
A 1.
Oh,
And that one?
Valentine just dies.
Oh my god, dude.
Marilyn,
Okay.
throw that dice set away.
Well,
I've been using different ones every time.
yeah. So, Morin and Valentine, you both will take a level of exhaustion, which will be -1 to all rolls. I feel bad afflicting this onto Valentine.
You gotta consecrate your die or something. Like soak him in wine or something. Just
No, you
do
gotta
something.
before
that
our
in
next-
the light of the full moon. Like,
Marilyn, before our next session, do you want us to come together in a circle and chant over your die?
I think
Sweet
that it is
Lord.
just Valentine. I genuinely do, because I've played other unnamed campaigns in between.
yeah, your
and
other character
I
doesn't
didn't
do
have this problem. No, my other character does not have this problem.
So what I'm hearing is we need to gather in a circle and chant around Valentine specifically.
Correct.
Yeah, the
Valentine knows
concept.
the drama required to tell a good story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of which, unfortunately, there's more that
Oh
I will
my
need
God.
Valentine and
No.
Morin to do.
No.
I will need you both to
Uh-oh.
roll wisdom saving throws.
What?
Oh, that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
I can't use guidance on this, right?
No, because you are not aware this is
and
happening.
and also guidance doesn't work on saving throws.
Oh yeah.
Right, that's resistance.
Okay. Based on Marilyn's reaction, what did you get?
A natural 19.
Okay.
thank
you.
You're
It's the chanting, guys. It's the
fine.
chanting. We must
Valentine's
chant.
fine. Valentine's fine when it counts.
No,
I don't like the way
Morin.
that Aspen's playing with her hair.
What did Morin get?
Morin got better than a 5.
A 6?
An 8.
An 8?
You weren't
Wow.
expecting
There
that
we
to be
go.
as good as it was.
That'll make the difference there.
Yeah.
Rain down.
Nice. Okay. Well,
You don't by chance have Bardic, do you?
no, Morin doesn't. So, Morin,
PG.
as you are walking through these hallways, the heat presses in on you. Claustrophobic and too familiar. Too familiar. You trip and land hard, and you frantically twist and see shackles around your ankles, tethering you in place to the ground. I need you to do an insight check for me.
Everyone hold hands.
Oh my gosh, that's a 9. Which is better than an 8.
How does Morin feel knowing that there is no escape?
It's been a while since she felt like this last. And she has intentionally put herself in every position to not feel that way again. And now, all of that intention, everything she's done over the last few years, everything she has tried to pass on is for nothing, because she's right back where she was, and nothing can get her out of it.
How does she react physically in this moment? What would the party members see and hear?
She starts pulling and kicking and fighting to get her feet apart, but it's almost as though they're stuck together by something that you can't see, but she's kicking and bending her legs and pushing them against the wall and just silently crying. She's not screaming. You can barely hear a little sniffle, a little cry of despair. Not again. Not again.
Morin.
Okay, well, that's not great. This is getting very loud very quickly. We should probably. I'm gonna cast sleep.
No! Wait! No!
No, it's not gonna snap out otherwise.
Dude, if I'm not unconscious once an episode, what's happening?
That's what I'm saying.
We've got a quota, people.
I mean, the Rook said what he
okay,
said.
Okay, rather.
Oh.
Can I backtrack just a little bit? The
Okay.
intent is still to do that if things are very bad. Can I do an insight check, or can I do something to see like what the issue is? Like, is Morin just tweaking out, or is there something like?
I'll say
what's
do
the
a
deal?
perception check for me.
Can I also
Okay.
do a perception check?
Sure.
That I'll take. Yeah, I'm
Can I
not
also do a
that
perception
crazy
check?
to just be like,
Go
oh,
for
that's a
it.
little bad. Womp. Yeah, not doing that.
Just like,
But I am.
shh, go to sleep, go to sleep.
You didn't beat her like
Okay.
half an hour ago.
19.
Okay.
The nightmares won't come if you're unconscious.
The undue luck persists. Luckily, I had a 23.
23. Valentine got a 19. What did Orion get?
21.
I'll say all of you are able to see wrapped around Morin's ankles. She stepped through some loose wire metal coil that did wrap around her ankles and cause her to fall. And that's what's currently wrapped around her and restraining her right now.
Does it seem like she's like unnaturally or like influencedly loopy, or does this just seem like heat stroke?
Well, I'll go off of, I know that it was perception versus insight, but they're both wisdom. So I'll give you a little bit. Everyone's coated with sweat. It is, heat stroke's a heck of a thing.
I think as soon as Orion sees the wires, he's just gonna go and try to untangle Morin's legs from the wire.
Yeah.
Morin,
And
do you
Rook's-
allow someone to help you?
Can I tell that it's Orion coming down to help?
Make another insight check for me.
If the entire time, because I feel like Orion as this, oh my god, Aspen, please.
That's not good. That's really not good.
Does a 6 pass?
It's the full head in hands, looking like you're weeping, into hand behind head, beautifully poised request.
No, Ray, she's just getting into character.
Say, narrator. How do you feel about a 6?
You see a warden coming to grab you and cart you off to isolation.
Sorry, King, I'm wiggling away.
Okay. As this is happening, Rook is going to get like kneel down and not get like super close, like not interface, just but kneel down to somewhat eye level with Morin and just be like, hey, no, it's okay. Just calm down. Things are okay. We gotta get the wire off you. We gotta get the stuff off your legs. We gotta keep moving. But you gotta calm down. You gotta breathe. You need to really try here, please. And I'm gonna give Morin a bardic inspiration.
While Rook is doing that, can I continue my efforts?
Okay. I was going to also give Morin advantage on the insight with the bardic, but if Orion is continuing to persist in his course of action, I will say that cancels out. So Morin, you are rolling insight straight, but you do have a bardic inspiration. So since you can choose to use it on a failure, I will tell you that the DC for this check is and has always been a 10.
Can I perchance
Oh my
cast
God.
guidance on her?
I will have Chrys real quick roll an insight check before the insight check.
Okay.
To see that you can, to see if you can tell what skill is needing to be used here.
We thought we were gonna fight the police, but we're just fighting my inner demons.
That's a 15.
A 15. I will say, Chrys, in this moment, based on how Morin is reacting to Rook versus Orion, you think that there could be a too many cooks in the kitchen situation, like overwhelming Morin with a lot of people all coming in towards her to help. And so you think actually what might be best for you to do right now is just be waiting in the wings to drop in if someone needs it, but it actually might hinder this effort more than help if you also got in there and were trying to, because you'd have to touch Morin, and that's maybe not
okay.
good right now. So Morin, insight check, and you can choose to roll the bardic if you are below a 10.
The bardic is
Okay.
a d6.
So I'm gonna roll my bardic.
Okay.
Because that was another 6.
Okay.
You
I
But
have
wait,
to
what, do you have any bonus to this?
Well, I rolled a 4. That was my plus 2 insight.
So
You have a
need
50-50 chance. You have a 50-50
Four
There is,
chance.
or
there's a
higher.
50-50 chance here.
Ah!
You get a 4, 5, or 6, we're golden.
All right, y'all. That didn't land in the tray. It was cocked on
Cocked.
my. It's fine.
Doctor, please. Nope, and that's another.
I wish I
fail.
could tilt my computer to show you. That's a 1. I rolled
my god.
on my bardic
on.
inspiration.
I'm so
that's a-
sorry.
So how,
That's a
so how does it
7.
feel making me waste one of my bardic inspirations on you?
It feels like I'm being attacked by wardens. So actually,
I think that was aimed for me.
Hey Bessie,
So-
I'm getting real close to casting sleep. I'm gonna be so real
Yeah.
right now.
I'll say in this moment, Chrys, you could cast guidance if you would like.
I would like to do that. Yes, please roll a 3.
And
Am I rolling it?
No, you're giving it to Morin. And I will say, if it is a 3 or higher on this d4, you can tack it on and make this failure a success. But otherwise, Morin, you are unfortunately going to be too far gone in this moment to come back through your own power.
because if I roll 3 separate dice and they don't all add up together to a 10,
Because my understanding is now we're at 7 with the 1 on the bardic. So
Yes.
again, another 50-50 chance.
which is better than a 6. 3.
Yes.
Okay. We're never has a 10 DC. And again, in case it wasn't obvious, you are at level 3. This is not level 1. So with that insight, I will say it's a combination of Rook gently trying to communicate to you the reality of the situation with someone coming in gently behind Rook and just barely touching your shoulder. It's a gentler hand than you ever felt during that time in your life. So it helps pull you out. And the warden's face in front of you melts into Orion's face as he bends and rips the metal coil off of your ankles, and you see it tossed to the side, and you're back in the hallway, and your heart is beating in your chest faster than any engine is currently operating. Sweat is pouring down your face, but it makes you feel cold and clammy rather than overheated, and you are not well emotionally, but you are no longer deluded as you come back into this space and see 3 people around you who immediately leaped to help.
Float. I'm sorry.
No, no.
no.
Hey, you back with us?
Yeah. I don't know what happened. It was so hot.
Whether it was the heat or whether it was the engine itself, that being around here messes with your head. Trust me, I'm well aware. Just don't make no mention of it. It's not an issue. Let's just keep it rolling, okay?
Thank you. I'm in your debt.
No, you ain't. I don't operate in debts.
All right. I think the choice to take the faster route was the right one.
You continue to move forward, but before you do, to add insult to injury, I'm going to roll the luck roll to determine if you have an encounter.
Can I roll
Hey,
survival?
narrator, you're being mean to me.
Can I stand
Hey.
up first?
Morin, I will say you can get up from prone before Lady Luck casts the die.
Thank you, oh gracious narrator.
That met the DC exactly.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So there you go. The DC was not high that time, but
Please.
there you go. You are
I've
fine.
dispersed my gifts across the party.
I think we're just the best at this game, guys. I think we got this.
We're winning.
All right, another
Are we
hour.
winning?
We're
All
winning.
that with a 28 from my survival check.
Yes.
You took it all.
So, Chrys, you go ahead and roll another survival check. You still have that bardic if you need it and you fail. The DC is higher this time, but we're not in crazy numbers
What
territory.
was the DC last time?
The DC last time was 10 and you got a 28. So now the DC
Yeah.
is 15.
Okay, I have to beat a what?
15.
Okay.
These are lower for you than they would be for most others because you are so familiar with the area.
Come on, big money. Ooh. Okay.
Ooh, that was close. That was a 16.
Hey, you beat it. That's all you needed. So you're continuing to make progress over the course of the next hour. And as this hour goes by, how's Morin sort of feeling as she's walking and the heat continues to beat down?
Morin wants to be out of here. She came down here because she was going to die, practically did, then was brought back, met a bunch of people that she now feels indebted to, but they keep insisting that she's not. And the walls are just so close. And so she's going to keep trying to move a little bit faster. And I think it's Ateria in front of her. Every once in a while, she's going to be so focused on that mission of moving fast that she almost bumps into her and then has to slow back down a little bit.
Can she please be, like, accidentally flat-tiring Ateria the whole time?
Oh, like, come on. I got these boots just for the rain. I know. So at the end of this second hour, I will need everyone to, except for Rook, to also roll another Constitution saving throw.
Please no more not ones.
Aspen, don't forget we
I'm on my
both have
knees.
-1 to this.
Oh, I forgot we had -1.
I'm like, I have advantage on
Technically,
death
that
saves,
would have
but
applied to the
he was
insight, but
broken.
we'll
No.
let it go.
Can I?
I
I'm
just
gonna,
realized that too.
I'm gonna do something. Can I instead let Ateria go up where my spot is? And I'm gonna fall back right next to where Morin is. I'm gonna take my way oversized hat and I'm just gonna kind of like consistently be fanning Morin with it to see if it can help dissuade at
Yeah.
least some of the heat.
I'll say you can offer Morin the help action on this. I don't know if it technically works for saving throws. I don't care. So you
That's
can
real.
give Morin
Sweet.
advantage on this check.
Okay, so it's
I got a dirty 20.
Okay.
Do we know
Ateria
what
is
he
again
sees?
barely good on this one, but makes it. So, Chrys
Aspen?
said dirty 20. Rook doesn't have to make it. Ateria's good. Morin?
Ben?
How'd that advantage do, huh,
Well-
bestie?
my lowest roll was a 6, and my highest roll with the advantage, with your kind efforts, was a 7.
What is the total?
Oh no, that's my total. I rolled a 4 and a 5.
Oh,
You waste my bardic inspiration, and now you waste my hat?
we'll come back. Orion?
Oh, now I feel so bad because I got a 21.
fight, guys.
What do you
Okay. Orion, you're fine. Valentine?
I watched my luck change in real time. It rolled from a 3 to a 16.
Beautiful. All right. Morin, could you do just a little wisdom save for me?
A wisdom save? I would love to.
Can you blow on
Is
the
there a
dice before you
chance
roll?
that I can give her the bardic inspiration I was given?
Unfortunately,
No.
no.
This is what you get when you put an air genasi whose whole vibe is like mist in an area where she's just gonna straight up evaporate. That's what's happening right now.
Like, it's osmosis, baby.
Okay, you
It's
said
osmo-
you said
Girl,
wisdom,
you ain't even a water
Wisdom.
genasi.
and I have the -1. Okay,
You have a... Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
13.
What do you mean? Dad, the DC is harder on your second failure, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Because this is sort of meant to be an escalating nightmare.
I'm experiencing that.
So, Aspen, you get the gist now. So my intent is to turn it over to you narratively. What nightmare manifests for Morin from the mist?
Oh. Well, there are multiple people in front of her and multiple people behind, and suddenly she's back to a time before her arms bore the scars that they do now, when she still thought that perhaps people would have sympathy and kindness for someone based on their youth, and the people in front of her and behind her suddenly are holding knives. And if she doesn't get out of this situation, she might not be able to at all.
And in this moment, Morin, you have a chance to pull yourself out of it before it's too late, which is another insight check. And I see Victor getting closer and closer and closer to his microphone. Is there
Aspen.
something you would like to add?
I feel like Rook would be pretty well understanding. He's known a lot of people that have worked around the boilers and around the engine. Heat stroke compounds. The more you get it, the worse it's going to get, especially as you stay in the heat. So I think he would, while trying to fan her and just like make sure she's okay with his hat, I think that would also be him essentially not keeping a big eye out on everything in the surroundings, but just trying to see if she's going to start freaking out again. So as I see her freaking out again, can I, like, very quickly, as soon as I see the signs of some sanity slipping, of some stability being lost, can I just really quick just like slap a bardic inspiration on there? Just like a little jostle.
Nope, stay out of it. Come on, look at me. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, I'll say definitely if you're giving your full attention to this and everything, no roll required to know what's happening. You see the pupils dilate, the chest starting to go up and down faster, the quiver of Morin's lip and like the tightness of her muscles as she begins to get ready to bolt. So you do have that bardic inspiration, Morin. The insight check DC is higher this time. It is a 15. So you have a -1, but I think you had a +2. So you basically just have a +1 to this roll. You roll the bardic inspiration first. I'll say you don't use it if you succeed on your own, but I just want for the drama to know what you need to get.
2.
So you have technically a +3 to this. DC's. You need to roll a 12 or higher on your die.
So I need to roll an 11. Oh my gosh. That's a nat 1.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm trying to use my dice that are Morin colored.
Yeah,
And I
use
think-
different ones.
I'm
Different one.
I'm just
never
gonna.
helping you again.
Along
You're
that
bad at
vein,
this.
in Morin's memory, what did she do?
In the memory? Or like what is she gonna do right now?
Porque no los dos? Like, what did she do in the memory, and how does that maybe change or impact what she does in this moment?
She wasn't fast enough before. But now she knows she is. So she's gonna make a break for it, and she's gonna use her skills to her advantage. She's gonna try to parkour off the wall and run.
Okay, go ahead and do an acrobatics check for me.
Parkour.
I'm
Can
gonna
I?
I'm gonna use the same die because I feel like it's unfair to use a better die for running away from everyone.
Watch her get a nat 20.
Well,
on
don't
this.
will it into existence.
No.
I was right, wasn't I?
No. But I do have a +5 to acrobatics, and I rolled a 17, so that's a 22.
Well, I'm sorry
Okay.
because this is about to hurt your head.
Okay. So, what does it look like as Morin starts to parkour her way out of there? And then we'll give people a chance to respond.
Goodness. Well, what Rook would have noticed is a freeze up and like a decision being made in her eyes. And Rook being right in front of her with the hat fanning, she's gonna run and slip under his arm and then like bounce off the wall and try to launch herself past Eteria and past Chrys to run forward.
Okay.
I'm gonna call after her. Morin, stop! And cast command.
Okay.
It's a,
So
Thank
wisdom
God for
saving throw.
spellcasters.
yeah,
That's-
DC 13.
That's a little kinder than what I was about to do.
If Morin passes this wisdom saving throw, it's amazing.
Got a plan.
I'm quitting.
The dice have decided the story we're telling today.
That's true.
I mean, I also have command.
I'm using the same die because, again, I don't want to use a better die to not listen to Valentine. You said
Well,
wisdom?
you seem to be
Yeah.
only rolling bad when you switch die.
I have not switched die yet.
Oh no. Mind.
Why?
I should have earlier, but now I don't.
switched.
Now
Oh
I
my
don't want to
God.
get the good numbers.
Yeah, of course.
I still have a -1. It's a 13.
Silvery barbs.
Oh, disadvantage. So
Roll again.
Oh, ha.
I'm using all my spell slots.
7.
yes.
I got a 7.
All right.
Finally, a bad roll where we want it.
So after like 6 seconds sprinting down the hallway, you make it just past Chrys when you hear Valentine say, Morin, stop. And your body locks up and your momentum is such that it sends you crashing to the ground. Your muscles are not your own. Your body is a prison. And there is no escape.
Victor, what were you saying about this being a kinder fate?
I think this is the same fate as if what I had done would work. So yeah, never mind.
And-
I stand very corrected.
In this moment, Morin, I want you to do another insight check. This is not necessarily against the DC. This is like an extra little thing I want you to do. So it's an insight check, but this is above the mechanics of this specific situation.
Okay.
Morin, roll for how much of your chin you put into this fall.
That's a 12.
Okay. With a 12, you have a moment of introspection. And you need to ask yourself and honestly answer, has running ever really helped?
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
And as your body becomes your own again, as time passes, you stand up and you're able to look back at the group with knives and at the empty corridor in front of you. And you know that the right answer is in front of you. In the lack of connection, the lack of gravity, the lack of attachment. And you look back. And in this moment, you feel like there is an immense choice in front of you, bigger than this delusion would have you see. And right now, you're going to choose to follow your heart or to follow the creed. and you can decide which option is which.
Down the hallway, the empty hallway is everything that I'm familiar with. I know it'll be safe. I know I can run away and leave all of this behind, and nothing will be worse for wear. But there's a sense of obligation coming from behind me, coming from behind the vision of the people with knives and a voice that said Morin, stop. And I feel a responsibility to listen to that voice, at least for a moment more. I'm duty bound.
And as you look back, you look and you see the faces melt away again. And you see a party again of people who immediately jumped to your aid, who immediately came to help you. And the first person in a long time who genuinely asked you to stay. And you think for a moment that maybe it wasn't really an either or. But in that moment of fight or flight, you tricked yourself into thinking it was. And you go back to your obligation, but also to a strange group of people who, for some weird reason, seem to be sticking together. And you're okay. I mean, not okay, but okay.
I'm back. I'm back.
You okay?
No. I'd like to be out of here as soon as possible.
We can make that happen.
Okay, I'm glad you're okay. I really wish you would have made that clearer sooner, because all that smoke really hurt to hold in my lungs for that long while you were keeping us on the fence. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh my god, I am in so much pain right now. Let's keep moving, please.
Okay, let's go. Chrys? You ready?
Is Morin ready?
Yeah,
You don't deal very well with heat, do you?
it appears not. I think I should go back in the middle. Just in case. Can I get some reality checks every once in a while? Just...
Yeah. I'm right next to you. Happy to do that.
Like harsh words, or like a smack in the face? Or like a calming present? Like, that varies from person to person.
I don't know. You might have to try all three and see what works. Maybe don't grab me.
I gathered that part.
So I have this veil that I can just activate, and I think it stays up. And it gives people an extra 1d4 to con and strength saves. Do we want that?
I don't think it would hurt.
I just remembered that I have that. I'm so sorry, guys.
Is
You're
it like
fine.
a constantly up aura, or is there like a time limit for it?
It doesn't say, it just says it goes up and it's a bonus action, and it doesn't say that it goes away. It's just it's like a veil of like pollen or spores.
Yeah, so everyone has to probably cloud around you because it's a 15-foot emanation. So if you're all occupying like a 5-foot square, I don't think you can all be in a line behind Chrys. But if people get closer to Chrys from behind in like a 2x2 or 3x3 situation, you'll be able to get everybody in there. So sounds good. You continue forward. Oh, I forgot to mention, Morin, you do now have a 2nd level of exhaustion. And I'm going to roll your luck check for the group.
Ooh.
That is a pass.
Oh, thank God.
Wes.
There we
By
go.
1. Nearly there. All right. So go ahead. Final survival check from Chrys.
Okay.
You still have that emergency bardic if you need it.
Uh-huh. Pee
Lily.
The
myself.
DC
Lily?
is now 20.
Might I additionally cast guidance on myself?
Yes.
I feel fear now.
That's a
Oh.
bad sign.
I know I've been doing good. Let's continue. I have to beat a 20?
Yes.
If it's short, you've got the bardic,
Yes.
a d6.
I do. That's a 15. I'm gonna use that bardic. I have to get a 5 or a 6, please. Woo! That's a 5.
Nice.
Oh, I made it, guys.
You did it. Coming
Oh
in
my
clutch.
God, I'm gonna throw up.
And as you do, this is the final Constitution saving throw for everyone. who
Everyone
needs
has
to
an
make
extra
them.
D4.
Everyone has an extra D4. I will say Morin for finding inner peace. You get an advantage.
Yay.
God.
We're just giving that to you.
What does my 2nd level of exhaustion do to me?
-2 to all rolls.
Okay, that's
The new exhaustion rules makes it far simpler.
wonderful. Okay,
A good
Constitution
die just
would be
rolled under
nowhere.
my desk. I feel like this is a
Minus
bad
two.
sign.
let me use a different. I forgot to use a different die.
Aspen, are you using different dice? Oh,
No,
you're
no,
good?
that was
Okay.
a that was
She's
a
good.
I made that was a
Okay.
good save.
Oh, okay,
I
good.
found inner peace, guys. It's fine.
Guys, get ready. Orion's gonna be the one tripping.
Oh,
over.
no. No.
No!
I'm passing it on.
Well, you have to roll again.
Okay, hang on. I need you guys to help me. Red or white?
White.
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 Okay. I'm so afraid.
My face is so warm right now.
Oh, oh no.
It's like I'm in the boilers.
Did I call it? I called it.
You have an extra D4.
Oh, I have an extra D4. Oh my god. I hate it here.
That means Orion definitely got like a 12.
Okay. Constitution.
Please. What'd you get?
Orion got a 14. I'm calling
Porter?
it right now.
Victor. Victor. I'm gonna go throttle you. It was a 12. It was a 12 on the dot.
And that and now did it go up with the extra D4?
No, it was a 12 altogether with everything.
Oh, so it's not a 12 on the die.
Oh, okay. That's okay. That's a little less mean than what I predicted, though.
Okay.
Oh boy, this is the person we don't want tweaking out.
No.
Ryan, this is just
I'm
your.
scared now.
It's your first failure.
No,
It's
guys,
fine.
I'm not
Yeah, that'll be
wise.
fine.
I'm not wise. There's no
Uh,
wisdom here.
You don't have an inspiration, do you?
Oh, okay, we're
No.
just gonna raw
You-
dog it. We'll see. What
You do take a level of exhaustion
Okay.
and wisdom save. But the DC's just 10 because it's your first con failure.
You got it. You got it.
You got
Wisdom
this.
save.
Someone's gonna get socked in the jaw.
And my big fat plus 0.
I'm right next to him.
I would like you to praise the gods for me. 'Cause
Oh,
that was
yes.
a 10 exactly.
Okay.
And I have a plus
Okay.
0 to this.
I have a terrible question.
Yes.
Did the exhaustion kick in immediately?
Oh, yeah.
Why
So
would you
it's
ask
not-
that, Marilyn?
Why would you?
You know,
Fairness. Would you do
I
that?
respect
And
it.
drama.
I
No,
respect
that's a good point.
No.
That's a good point.
Oh my god.
I respect it. I respect the respect for the dice and for the rules. So
Okay.
yes.
Porter, go throttle Marilyn for that one. That
Yeah, I'm killing her.
Okay.
I'm not that mean.
Okay. But no, you are correct. We messed this up with Morin before, so we'll hold to it for
Morin was going through enough.
Not that
I
it
think.
helps.
but it makes the difference in this situation. So
It's
Orion.
okay. I'm curious to see what I'm gonna see too.
Yeah. You follow along towards the back of the party, not the very back, but as you see, Morin in front of you walk through the mist, you see the hole left behind by their shape. And it moves, reaching out for you, grasping. It needs you, Orion. It needs you. And you need to do an insight check for me.
Woohoo!
Inside. I have no bonuses.
I
This is
believe
episode 3,
you
guys.
should keep in mind your second wind feature that you have as part of the new fighter from 2024. Perhaps.
I nat 20'd.
You nat 20'd? Didn't even need
That's better.
Didn't even need it.
Thank God.
Boom.
it. Nice. I was just trying to give you every chance of success because I feel like that's a cool new fighter feature as well.
Thank you, Ray. No, that was very much appreciated. I was very scared.
But there you go. With your nat 20 success, you reach out your hand and the mist fills the after image once again, and it's just a cloud of haze. The only one that needs saving is walking in front of you, and you have a job to do. So you walk. And I'm going to roll the final luck check for all of you.
I need everyone to know while Ray's doing that I rolled a nat 20 on my saving throw and I'm fixed. So
Oh!
I got a
Yay.
dirty 20.
we're both fixed. Sorry, Porter.
It had to go to someone.
Beautiful. So you all begin to come towards where this sort of spiral staircase descends into the lower decks. You're very close to the engine now. It is so loud here. It is so hot, but you see the dim light coming from above. These corridors have also, I've forgot to mention, they've been incredibly dark. There's only been red emergency lighting interspersed throughout, but you see the very little bit of off-white light coming from above down this long spiral staircase. It's the kind that's iron, so it's open all the way up. No railing, just twisting around a pole. And as you begin to approach, you see, as you emerge into the open space where this staircase is, unfortunately, 3 figures standing at the bottom of the stairs. One of which is an incredibly tall, broad-shouldered astral elven man with a nose that has clearly recently been broken and dried blood all over the bottom of his face as he looks at your group and looks past Chrys and Rook and Ateria and meets eyes directly with Morin and says, "That's her."
The Drifting City is a production of The Rolling Waves, a group of friends who wanted to make a creative project together. Your drifters are Lily Bell as Chrys, Aspen Langford as Morin, Porter Hurst as Orion, Victor Thorne as Rook, Marilyn David as Valentine, and Ray Hamilton as the narrator. Editing and sound design by everyone at The Rolling Waves. Episode titles and descriptions by everyone at The Rolling Waves. Music, sound effect, class, subclass, and other credits can be found in the episode description. Thank you for listening to our story. Sorry, above table, I'm processing that like crazy right now. That was
this is like a cut to
fire.
commercial moment. Like
This is
That was
really
so
this is
good.
really intense for like a third episode situation. Like this is nuts.
Oh my goodness.
This is failing every wisdom save you've ever made.
Sometimes that happens third episode and you just gotta deal with it.